everyone. Welcome back to another episode of To the Moms. We're your hosts, Kathy and Amaris.
Hello.
How are you guys doing? How is everyone's week?
What's the plan for the weekend? What do we got going on?
Today, we are talking about a couple things. I think the main conversation that we want to talk about or discuss is toddlers and their tantrums, picky eaters, and how we're navigating that as a first-time mom and as a second-time mom for Amaris.
Second-time mom.
So we're excited to dive in onto that. And then we'll touch on our New Year's resolutions, a little update on where we're at with that, my sourdough journey, Amaris' solo parenting experience that she had to go through this past week. And it's going to be like a nice, chill kind of
just chilly vibes
episode.
Yeah. If you're hearing me sound different, it's because this morning I woke up feeling sick. I feel like it's never ending.
I know. It's like, what's new?
It's like, okay, whatever, move along.
I'm sorry. I know it sucks. It's just the time of year. Everyone is sick.
Yeah, everyone's getting sick. Now it's like, is there cold? Is there allergies? What's up?
I know. We were supposed to have a play date today with my former coworker and her husband. They have a 2-year-old son.
Oh, nice.
And we haven't seen them in so long. The last time she was going to come over at my house was, I don't know, 5 months ago, maybe a little bit less. She woke up sick with the baby.
Man.
So they couldn't come. And it was last minute too. Today, same thing. She texted me this morning. She's like, I'm so sorry, but we're all like really sick. We were doing everything to try to like get better. Because she had mentioned to us a couple days before, like, hey, listen, we just put our son in daycare. He's been a little sniffly. And I was fine with it. I was like, okay. I mean, who isn't sniffly right now, you know?
Right.
So I was like, it's fine. Like, you can still come. But then, today she was like, we're like going through it. Yeah. So it was a bummer, but it's okay. It happens.
Right. Yeah, I was supposed to hang out with one of my friends on Saturday, and she texted me in the morning, and I was just like, no, Thane's sick. I'm like, we're going to have
this
to like...
This past Saturday?
Yeah, like yesterday.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I was like, no, Thane's sick. We're going to have to reschedule. And then she texted me today, she's like, how's everyone feeling? I was like, I have postnasal drip. I'm sick.
Yeah.
She's like,
oh my gosh.
But let's roll into toddler tantrums. Toddler tantrums, it's a lot.
We're in the thick of it. Because little man right now, he's got his own personality. He's got opinions.
Right.
He thinks that he can run this house and tell me what to do. So it's been a lot, but why don't you go first? Because you've gone through it with Thane and Cirilla. So
no, but that's just the thing.
It's different.
I've never gone through it with Thane.
That's right.
Thane never had a tantrum. So for
he's
me,
always been a
this
chill
is like
baby.
he's always been chill, laid back on his own, which makes sense because like he's autistic and there's a little tiny little update with him during his IEP. They told us that he likes to stick to himself. Pretty much all in all that he's like a loner. So I'm like, well, that makes sense as to why parenting him was so smooth, calm, and collected, because he just did things on his own. And with Cirilla, I'm going. It's like a first time mom. I'm going through everything, and she's 3 now, guys. She's 3.
They say 3
so I feel like I have a teenager arguing back with me. Like she'll be like, mommy, why did you put my food in the garbage? I was still eating it. I'm like, so cute, Cirilla. I'm like, that's been sitting out there for 2 hours. I can't let you eat that. I'm hungry now. And I'm like, okay, do you want like a snack? Like apple,
but you know, Grayson does the same thing. When the food's been sitting out for too long, I'll take the plate. He gets so upset.
It's like, I'm sorry, this now has bacteria. I can't give this to you. I don't know what she's saying. I'm just like, Cirilla, I don't know what to tell you. There's bacteria. You were hungry. You should have sat down and ate it and then play. I can go make you something else. So come on, let's go to the kitchen and make something else. And usually she's like on the floor crying, or she follows me along and she's like, Mommy, I want to help you. And I'm like, this is great. This is perfect. Let's
go. You just never know what you're going to get. They're scary.
No, they are kind of scary.
You have to walk on eggshells with them.
Yes. I feel like my anxiety has been like up a bit because I'm just like, I don't want her to have a tantrum.
I know.
I don't want them. I can't go through this right now. Like, I'm tired. I'm exhausted. Here's a cup of goldfish, a cup of pretzels, and some cheese.
They're very unpredictable.
Yeah.
And, you know, Grayson has been, he's had a few tantrums here and there, like when he just turned 1, but it was like nothing. It wasn't really anything. But now that he's like trying to communicate with us, trying to say words, and there's times that we just don't understand what he's trying to tell us, and it's so frustrating for him. He'll throw tantrums. But the other day, when was actually it was yesterday, or was it Friday? I don't know. It was either Friday or yesterday. Blue's brother came to town. He's visiting from California, and he came over with Blue's mom. But right before, Grayson was just having a full on like meltdown. Like it was really, really bad. It was the longest tantrum he's ever had.
Okay.
And Blue and I are just like, oh my God. Like I was like, do you want a popsicle? And we would give him the popsicle. No! And he would throw himself on the floor.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like the dramatic, like, like screaming at the floor. He didn't want anything. I was like, do you want a hug? Nothing. And I went into fight or flight. I was like, we're all going on a walk. Let's go on a walk. And he didn't even want to go. He's like, no. But what I try to do in those moments, I distract him. So I'll ask him questions. And that's something that I've learned from TikTok. And I'm sure you've heard like this method where you ask them like, or tell them, oh, the sky is purple, or is the sky purple? And then they're like, no.
Like this dumb bitch. No, it's blue.
Yeah, so I did that, and I'm like, oh, we're gonna go on a walk and we're gonna see the birds. Remember the birds? Remember the bird we saw yesterday? And then he starts remembering. He's like, oh, okay. Like you know, it kind of distracts him, and he forgets that he was having a meltdown. And he came back. We went on the walk, and he was like a new child. He was a new child. And then they came over like literally 5 minutes after we came home, and I'm like, oh my God, thank God, because he was so good when they were here, and I'm like, they would have never known, like, just a few minutes ago what we were all going through.
Right. And I feel like that method is so good. It
actually works.
It works. No, it does definitely work.
You just have to be patient. Like sometimes I forget to do it, or like you go into fight or flight, so it's like really, it's hard, but but redirecting and distracting them, I think, is key.
It definitely is key. I think that's like the way you get them to calm down. And like now that Cyrilla is 3 and her language is like, it's like amazing. Like Abraham came back from his trip and he was like, she's saying so much verbs, nouns, adjectives. He's like,
that is so cool.
What? He's like, this is crazy. I was gone for 4 days and she's talking so much. I was like, oh yeah, same too.
I think it's the coolest thing.
It is.
Seeing their language develop. It's just amazing. Kids are amazing.
Yes. It's so nice to see because, you know, there are some things that she like said. She's like, you know, and I, you know, the one thing I'm very big on is explain to me what I did wrong. Because if you're crying, screaming, and just on the floor, I can't help you. So if you tell me what I did wrong, I can fix it. Because like, everything is fixable. So then she'll like stop. She'll try to like catch her breath, and then she'll say like, you know, she'll tell me ultimately like what I did, and I'm like, I am so sorry. I had no idea that you wanted to do it on your own. Do you want to try again? Or if I can't, you know, let her try again. We can do it tomorrow or later, or I have to make something for myself. Do you want to help me? And then she's like, fine. So after doing that a couple of times, she'll be like, wait, mommy, no, stop. I do. And I'm like, and I'll stop. I'm like, yes. And then she'll be like, she'll tell me, you know, what she wants to do. But like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for telling me. I'm so proud of you. You're doing so good. Communication. You see, you told me stop and mommy stop, and then you have to go through this. It's literally like a nonstop experience.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Right now we're dealing with, and he doesn't do this on purpose, but like accidentally he'll like throw things at us. Like he's like a thrower. Like you know, like he loves sports and stuff. So like last night, for example, when I was doing the bedtime with him, he was like throwing the books on the bed, and he thought it was funny, but like at one point he was throwing it towards me, and then it hit me, and I'm like, ouch, Grayson, that really hurt mommy. You cannot throw the book at mommy because that's dangerous. It hurts.
Yeah.
And I've done it so many times, and like he doesn't get it. But last night, after the 100th time of me doing this, he was like, uh-oh. And then he went up to me and he gave me a hug and a kiss. Like that tells me like he understands. He's learning. He understands. Like, okay, I'm gonna be more careful next time, you know?
Right. Oh my God, that's so cute.
He's so sweet. He's so sweet, that boy. I love him.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
With Thane, every time, we tell him like not to throw too, because he loves throwing everything.
Yeah.
And after time we're like, oh, that's dangerous. You can't do it. He'll like try to do it, but stop. He'll be like, oh no. Ouch!
That is so cute.
No throw. And then he'll like put the book down and like
that's so cute. Like he remembers.
Like, yeah, it is. It's so cute watching him do it because he'd be like, oh no.
That is so cute. I love it. Oh.
But I definitely think this is where gentle parenting is such like it's needed, because you want your kids to truly understand why they can't throw books at people, why they can't, I don't know, run on and stomp on people's heads, because Thane does that to like Abraham like all the time to wake him up. But they have to be able to understand. You have to be able to teach them, because kids don't know anything.
They don't know. I just thought of something yesterday. I'm gonna say it. Sorry to cut you off.
No, I was done.
We went to the little gym yesterday, and Grayson's class, they're all
it's mixed, right?
It's 19 months till 35 months, so it's a 2.5.
Okay.
So 2.5 years old. And they were doing like the first skill of the day where they're walking on the what's that thing called? Like
balance beam?
Balance beam, yeah.
Okay.
And all the kids were going. No one's they don't know how to wait their turn at this age.
God, no.
So it's like a hot mess,
Right.
And so I see this little boy who's trying to go like before the little girl that was already there, and the mom pulls. She's like, "What did I tell you? Like you have to wait your turn." And I was just like,
"Yeah, no, you gotta chill out."
Like, did anybody else see? And the kid was like crying. Like you can see the fear. Like I was just like, and I told Blue, I was like, "Did you see that? Like I cannot believe how mean that mom was to the little boy. He doesn't even understand. Like that's not the way." And then like also like embarrass him like that.
Right.
Oh, it like broke my heart, because like he doesn't understand what you're like.
Right, and kids don't know patience and how to wait online. Like that is a perfect opportunity to be like, "Oh, you're so silly. Like it's not your turn. Yeah, we gotta wait for her." She,
yeah, that really upset me.
Yeah, that does suck. But I wonder like what the mom has like been through for her to get to like that point, But it does break my heart when I see that happen like outdoors. It's like they're kids. Let's just take a step back. How would we feel if we were yelled at like at work because we didn't know how to do something? We wouldn't like it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I always try to do everything as like a learning experience, no matter how many times you've redirected them, because again, that's the only way kids are going to learn. And also I feel like when you do teach kids to understand, the tantrums become less, because I'm at a point with Cyrilla, I feel like now when she does tantrum, it's her own doing, because she so for like instance, when I take her to the gym, I'm like so inconsistent because There are days where she's fine and there are days where she's not fine, and mentally I don't want to deal with that among the other things that I have to do. So when I do take her to the gym, and when I'm like, okay, we're gonna just go straight to the car because, you know, that's what we're going to do. She's stuck in this like routine where we go to the family locker room and we wash our hands and stuff like that. But we did it in like a different locker room. She still wants to do it, but I'm like, no, like we already did it. We're gonna go straight home. She would literally scream, cry, shout, go on the floor, and you have like all these
I could understand
older people looking at me, and I'm just like, okay, I'm going to pick you up and we're gonna go outside. I have taken this girl out of the gym in the cold, in the rain, with no jacket on, because I'm trying to redirect her, but she just doesn't want to be redirected. I've just taken her flat out because I was like, I need to get this girl home and in the car, because I know when she's in the car, she's like away from people looking at her, and I almost feel like she does it more because like other people are looking at her too.
Maybe she feels embarrassed.
Yeah, I think so. But once we're in the car and I get her strapped on and I'm like, hey girl, are you good? She'll like tell me like what happened. And then I'm able to like tell her why things happened the way it was. And by the time we come home, she's like fine. But she does tell Abraham like, Daddy, I cry at the gym.
Oh, she's so. And Abraham's probably like, my princess, like, my
princess, baby. Yeah. Tell me what happened.
What happened? What did mommy do? No, I'm kidding.
Yes, no, stop, because that's exactly what he says. And I'm just like, what did mommy do? Mommy didn't take her to number 8 bathroom stall because mommy didn't have to go potty.
But you know what's crazy? Grayson, I know he's so little still, but he's like that, where if I do something a different way or like out of the routine, or
he's very rigid.
He's very rigid, yeah. I feel like I'm like that too.
Yeah,
like
no,
I don't like change sometimes.
Yeah, change is hard to adapt sometimes.
Yeah, and I think we've spoken about this before, where if like when plans change, like you have something set for the day. I think you were explaining something, and you had mentioned something like, oh, we were gonna go somewhere and then something happened and then the timing changed and it just like offset.
It drove me crazy. Mood. Yeah, it drives me crazy.
I'm like that, and I think Grayson's gonna be like that
too. yeah. Thana's like that. To a certain extent, like if we tell him we're going out to the park and let's say it starts to like rain, we're like, oh no, we can't go to the park because it's raining. He's now pissed because it's I like, well, you told me.
Like that.
Right, all kids are like that. But with Thane, it's just a little bit difficult because his level of understanding that you can't go outside in the rain.
Yeah.
So then we'll try quickly, like, oh, we're just gonna drive instead. Or sometimes we're like, we're gonna get ice cream. Come on, let's go.
I get you. Yeah.
Because again,
it could be hard. Like,
it could be hard for him to like understand. Whereas if we did that with Cirilla, she'd be like, oh yeah, it's raining. We can't go outside. But yeah, I think all children thrive on routine. So when something does switch, it's like you have to be able to teach them that it's okay that plans change. We're gonna do something else.
How do you should we talk a little bit about, like, I know you quickly touched on it, but like tantrums in public?
Tantrums in public, yeah.
Because I know that's I haven't really. I'm trying to think if there's ever been a time. Actually, no. I've definitely I've dealt with it maybe like a small handful of times. I've gone a few times out with my friend Kenny and her son, and Grayson, for whatever reason, was just having like a bad time, screaming in public. I definitely go into fight or flight, but this happened when he was a lot younger, like more like baby. He hasn't really had one yet, or maybe I just haven't taken him out a lot. But that, I'm just thinking like that's really hard, and
it's hard.
I feel for the moms that go through it on a regular basis, and then you have people like
Costco mom girl,
like judging other moms, or like making moms feel like kids don't belong in society. You know what I mean?
Like you have to stay stuck at home. No, I totally feel that, because you know, with Thane being autistic and having to wait in line and stuff like that, it is hard. And that's why with his BCBA, like, we're working through that. Like, not only is she providing us support, but she's also there, like, telling me, like, don't care what other people say. I actually told her one time, I don't think she, like, understood what I said, but I was like, BCBA, I'm just like, I don't care that he tantrums. I care that other people are looking at us and they want to give me a dirty look and they want to say something, because
so hard.
That's when it's going to be on site. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I said that. I was like, it is on site. If anyone wants to come up to me, say something to me, or give me dirty looks. And she was like,
I feel that way too.
Care what other people say. But I care so much because it has happened where we're in line. We're like, okay, Thane, like, we're going to wait in line. This is what we're going to do. And he's having a hard time. And you have people just like giving you the look. And then there's me that I'm like,
I feel that way too. Like, I'm scared that I'm going to curse somebody out. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that in front of my son.
Physical.
Like,
physical.
Yeah.
And Abe's like, you have to chill out.
I know.
Like, you can't act that way. People are gonna have like their own opinions.
So when it comes to my kid, when it comes to my kid,
is always on site. Best believe that. Like, whether I'm tired, no, I'm hyped. Let's go. So I do have to work on that with myself, because obviously, like you said, I don't want to fight or, you know, cuss someone out in front of my kid, but if it has to happen,
if it has to happen, yeah.
It has to happen. It hasn't happened yet. Yeah. But I do the what's good. I don't play games. Are you kidding me? And Abe's like, that was like unnecessary. I was like, you want to square up or no? I'm like, no one. And you know what I hate too? It's like older people. It's like, I'm sorry that maybe you spanked your kid to be, you know, cool, calm, and collected in the public, but that's not how I'm going to raise my kid.
That's the thing. I know. That's
the thing. That's the problem.
They think that our kids are, quote unquote, walking all over us.
Right. Yeah.
And it's like, no.
And
like
we're showing them like no respect. It's like, if anything, I'm showing them more respect than what I was taught growing up, and maybe even more what you were taught growing up. Boy, please. Yeah. I hate seeing videos like that. Millennials are raising wussies.
I know.
I wish you said that to my face, and I'm gonna show you how much of a wuss I am.
But I definitely have to go out with Grayson more. Just me. Like, just me and him. Because I need to expose him more to, like, you know, the world, the outdoors and everything. I just, I don't know. It's hard for all moms. I'm just thinking.
It is. It's hard. It's so hard, especially like when they do have tantrums. I've just learned with Cirilla, when she starts to freak out, and if I can't get her to calm down, I'm like, nope, we're done. Pack everything up.
Well, see, that's how I am too. That's how I am too, but I don't want to always be like that.
But sometimes, like, you kind of have to, because you're not going to be out in the public for 10 minutes. They're on the floor screaming and crying. It's like, all right. Obviously, if you're grocery shopping, then it's like, we're taking this to self-checkout. Well, I don't know if you can't do self-checkout, but whatever. We're taking this to go, and you're just going to have to come back like a different time. I haven't actually, let me think about that. I think there was like one time she was having like a little tantrum, and I looked at her and I said, I will put these goldfish away if you don't calm down. I'm like, because I'm not done grocery shopping. We need things for the week. We have people coming over. You need to chill, okay?
Yeah, sometimes you gotta talk to them like a little adult. Like
I'm like, person. Listen, right? Yeah. And I do it in that tone, and I give her that look, like, listen.
Yeah, the look. You know the look, moms.
I be like, girl.
Yeah.
I'm like, you cannot. I'm like, but no, what, the look does not work on my kids. It does not work.
It doesn't work on Thane. I think he just laughs. Like, he's just like, what are you doing with your eyes?
He's just like, the fuck is wrong with your face? If looks could, speak, that's exactly what he says.
But he be doing, look, oh my God, lately, girl, like if I try to take something away from him or okay, we're all done, he'll be like, mm. And he'll just like that, he'll be like, mm. And I'm like, what? Like, what are you gonna do? But he'll catch himself. This kid is smart. He'll catch himself and he'll be like, mwah, like, I'll give me a kiss or a hug. Like, he knows. He knows what he did was wrong. He's too much.
Patch Kid, that's hilarious.
He really is. He can go from 0 to 100 real quick.
Yeah, that's definitely Cirilla. Things more like very, very quick, which I am thankful. But when he does have like an autistic meltdown, I'm like, you have to just drop everything, meet him at his level, and regulate him. Yeah. And then once he's regulated, then it's like we can place these demands on you, or you can just roam free, whatever, wherever we are, whatever the situation is. But Cirilla, I feel like sometimes she likes having tantrums. I think it's just the way she expresses herself, and I'm just like, man, I'm gonna have to like do good with my skincare routine or self-care routine, because like I'm gonna need all the energy and all the patience with her, because there's times I'm like, no, you can't. She'd be like, and she's just like looking around to see who's giving her attention. I said, I'm gonna go drink my water and mind my business. Goodbye.
Yeah. That is so funny.
Oh goodness.
Oh my gosh, but I think that's pretty much all that's all we have for tantrums, right?
That's all we have for toddler tantrums.
And then I know we wanted to cover food.
Toddler eating.
Picky toddlers, or just eating food in general.
Yeah. I think for Cirilla, it's a mood base. But I'm kind of also like that too. Like if I'm having a good day, a good time, or a bad day, like I want to be able to eat my emotions. And I almost feel like she is the same way. She's also very rigid with her eating routine too. So every morning after breakfast, after like an hour eating breakfast, she wants a cup of pretzels and like 10 slices of like cheddar cheese, and that's what she's having. Then she's like, and now I want some grapes, and now I want an apple. And then I'm like, let's chill, because we're getting all full in the morning. By the time dinner comes, we don't want to eat dinner. And then she doesn't eat her dinner. And then she's going to bed, Mommy, I'm hungry. And I'm just like, you didn't want to eat dinner an hour ago. Now our teeth are brushed. We're like, you're literally about to pass out. And she goes, Mommy, I'm hungry. And I'm like, tomorrow for breakfast, please. And then she's back at it again. So how's Grayson with eating?
I have to say, it's one of the hardest parts of motherhood for me so far, like the food, because I have so much anxiety around, is he getting enough nutrients? Like, why isn't he eating? Oh my God, what am I gonna make? It's like an Olympic sport, trying to figure out what you're gonna make these kids. And especially when you're, actually not even a stay-at-home mom, any mom,
just
like
any mom,
making all the meals, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. I do try my best to just give him like, well, most of the time he eats whatever we're eating, but sometimes like I don't eat lunch because I just don't have time, or I eat a really big breakfast, so I don't need it. And then I have to figure out like, okay, what am I going to make him? But it's not even that. Like, that's besides the point. It's the fact that he has become so picky. And sometimes not even picky. Sometimes lately he just doesn't want to eat. And it's been very frustrating for me. Like, and Blue keeps telling me it's okay. Like, toddlers go through this. Like, he's fine. But it's hard. And sometimes I'll cry about it. Like, this past week, like I told you, all he's been wanting is Annie's mac and cheese. And it's like, if I don't give it to him, then he doesn't want to eat anything else. And then then I'm a bad mom. I have to give him something. So I'm like, I gotta give him the Annie's mac and cheese. Sometimes I'll sneak in some peas in there to but even so, like, it's just very hard. And then I beat myself up for it, because I'm like, man, I've been giving my child boxed mac and cheese, like literally almost every day this week. I feel terrible for it, but what am I supposed to do? The kid does not want to eat anything. He's like weird with textures lately. He doesn't like meat. He does not like meat.
Okay.
That's been really, really hard. I do sneak it into certain foods. So like his egg bites that I make him, he loves eggs, thankfully.
Yeah.
I'll sneak in like chopped chicken sausages, so he won't know that it's really in there. But but even so, like it's really hard. Like sometimes, like for dinner, like he just won't, or he'll eat like a chicken drumstick sometimes because he thinks it's fun. But yeah, it's hard. Like he's just like a vegetarian or something.
With Cirilla, it gets like, well, she's 3 now. Like Grayson, she would never eat meat. Like I think she didn't start truly eating until like 2 years old. But
really?
Grayson, I see his plates of what he like eats, and he eats better than what Cirilla ate at his age. So I would say that, but I get very overstimulated because it's like I know what's gonna happen. You're gonna drag this out for 2 hours, and by the time it comes to bed, you're gonna be like, I'm hungry, and it's like, well, I'm not taking you out of bed to eat because if I do that, then we're gonna create this routine, and I don't want that. Kids thrive on routine, and I'm just like, no, we gotta get back on this eating schedule. And as we know, I've been getting sick, I feel like almost every other month. So once I get to a good routine, the kids get sick, they don't eat anything, or at this point I'm giving them whatever they want to eat because they're sick. And you know, your body does good when you have food in you, and then they get used to this routine that it's like, oh, I can eat whatever I want. And then it's like, now I gotta, it's like this whole like rotating cycle that you have to go through every time. And it's
so
like
difficult.
It's so difficult. It's so overstimulated. But I try to remember, like, okay, she's a kid. She will eat when she's hungry. So let's not dwell too much on that.
I guess.
Let's just calm ourselves. And it's hard. As I'm giving you this advice, I can't even take my own advice sometimes because, you know, by tomorrow I'm gonna be overstimulated while she didn't eat her breakfast, and then we can't go to the gym. Like,
or like sometimes they'll throw their food, like they think it's funny.
Yeah.
He'll feed the dog. When I'm not looking, he's sneaky. Grayson is so sneaky.
Yeah. If Thane doesn't like something, he'll be like, all done trash. And he'll put the whole food in trash, and I'm just like, I could have had that. Yeah. That was the last serving of whatever.
Grayson has done that though. He's done that too. Like he'll pick up his plate, he'll go toss it in the garbage. I'm like, no, I worked so hard making that plate too. For you.
I'd be like, damn, I actually put some loving and some sweat in that.
That is the worst.
That is the worst. And I'm like, damn, I'm trying to feed you guys healthy things, and you say trash.
Yeah.
Like, no, come on.
Oh my god.
Oh goodness. But I feel like they're getting better. I have noticed I need to make 2 different types of protein. So for instance, the last 2 different types of protein I made was shredded beef and salmon. And I asked Cirilla, do you want this or that? So it's like she's making her own plate.
Yeah.
And it encourages her to eat just a little bit more, not the whole plate, but just a little bit more. And I'm like, okay, this is good. And then Thane will eat like whatever it is. If it's bad, like if the food is bad, he will not eat it. And then Abraham was trying to be like, no, this is actually bad.
That's funny. I will say though, like one way that I make sure Grayson gets his nutrients in, we do juices in the morning.
That's smart.
He actually does drink them because he's making them. Like he thinks he's like, he's putting the fruits in the machine, and it's something he looks forward to every single morning. Like the first thing, he's like, juice. So we got it. That shit's expensive, by the way. Like I'm tired of buying fruits in bulk.
I'm sure.
It's getting expensive.
Yeah.
But anyways, he loves it, and I'm putting spinach in there, and he's eating it.
That's good.
Celery, and at least that makes me happy that he's getting something. He's getting the iron from the spinach and
the
fruits, fiber, all that stuff. And he does finish his entire cup. So
that's good.
At least that I gotta give myself a little grace for that.
Right. No, I think our kids are gonna get into on track with their eating. I just think right now, like you said in the beginning, they're building their personality and trying to see like what they can't get away with, because they're kids, they're toddlers. That's how they like learn too.
I agree. I do wanna quickly say, for babies, like if any moms on here have babies, don't feel pressure to do the whole baby led weaning thing, because let me tell you, I did it because everyone told me, oh, it's the best, like they're not going to be picky eaters, they're going to be able to eat everything and blah blah blah. We did it, and guess what, my son is a picky eater, or like he won't eat, so you don't have to do it.
You don't have to do it. Thane was purees, and this boy
and he's
eats
the best
everything.
eater. That just goes to show, like it doesn't there's really matter. No correlation.
Like, there's none. It's just do whatever you want to do, Mama. Don't
whatever
like Kathy
you're comfortable
said,
with.
Don't feel pressured into doing it. Don't.
Yeah.
Because
I was definitely pressured, and it was a lot of work. I'm not gonna lie.
I tried to do it with Cyrilla, and I was like, absolutely not. This is wasting food.
Yeah,
I'm like, no. I'm gonna mash these bananas now here. And wasted a whole banana. I'm like, I could have ate that.
I'll never forget the day though that we went to the pumpkin patch all together, and I had brought a sandwich for Grayson, and all of you guys were like, how is this baby eating a whole goddamn sandwich?
I was like, wow, he's just there like just minding his own business. And it was like turkey and cheese, right?
Yeah, but guess what? He doesn't eat that anymore. He doesn't like sandwiches.
Yeah.
So anyways, that's all we have for
That's all I have with babies and children with food. Oh my goodness. So I don't know if anyone remembers our New Year's resolution episode, but ever since we did that episode, it's been in the back of my mind.
So let's talk about it.
So
We'll try to be quick. We'll try to be quick because we're like 40 minutes in.
Yeah. So real quick, my word was organization, and little by little, I've been like cleaning things out.
You have, Amaris?
I have, just little by little. And yesterday, I finally did my first closet. I'm now doing my second closet. I'm not done yet, but I'm very proud of myself. And I just want to like remind everyone that it's okay whether you start your New Year's resolution at the beginning of the year, the middle of the year, or the end of the year. It really doesn't matter. All that matters is that you feel good about getting. Yeah, there's no rules. Just feel good about it. That's all.
What was my word? Did I have a word? I don't remember.
I think you had like a bunch. I think maybe self-care, putting more time for yourself, which, girl, I think you have.
I have. In a lot of ways. Like I've been definitely working on my hobbies and doing content creating. Like that's a form of self-care, because that's something that I wasn't doing before. Like I'm prioritizing myself and like things that make me happy.
Yes. And your sourdough journey.
My sourdough journey. I've been doing my skincare. I was never doing skincare before.
Yeah.
And now I'm doing skincare, like my morning and evening skincare. Sourdough, like I wasn't doing that. It. Thanks, girl. It's been so much fun. It's been it's been the best hobby that I've ever had.
Yeah.
Because it's just nice being able to make this bread for my family that's nutritious, that I know doesn't have any preservatives in it, and I can make other things and like bagels and focaccia bread and muffins. Like there's just I've made endless things. And I'm gonna put you on, Amaris. I know you say no,
I don't know. I watch your TikToks and I'm like, I can't dedicate all this time. Like
next time I see you, I'm gonna give you a little bit of my starter. And that's gonna be your pet, your little parasite that you have to take care of.
We'll see. Well, see, I told Abraham, I was like, you know, it'd be a good idea every time we see Kathy, just be like, I want 5, well, an order of this, an order of that, put it in the deep freezer, and whenever we want it, take it out. He's like, yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. I was like, I know.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
I know.
That's a really good idea. I think one of my other resolutions was that I wanted to live more simple, spend less money. Yeah. Definitely been doing that.
Yeah, you have been. We have this insider joke that we're trying to buy a $1 million house in order for us to save more. And let me tell you something, thinking big helps. Yeah. Because we haven't ordered out in a very long time. And I've been making a lot more things at home and they've been tasting delicious.
It's crazy. Delicious. I was just telling Blue, I was like, I can't believe like this is us now. Like we used to go out to eat every weekend, all the time. We went out to a diner today because his brother was he left today. Yeah. So right before he wanted to treat us out to diner food. Blue and I were our stomachs were hurting so bad after. We were like, oh my God, we're just not used to eating out. Yes. Like what is going on? Where our bodies are not used to it. Right. And we had bread too, and it's like, well, we only eat sourdough bread now. Right. So whenever we eat outside bread, like it just like completely it hurts you. Yeah, it hurts. But yeah.
Yeah, no, I feel the same way. I think there was one time we ate something that was on takeout. I was like, my belly hurts, and I was like, I'm gonna go back to just making food. Forget about this. Yeah. $1 million house. Sephora was having like their sale, and I was like, girl, and you were like, no, girl, no, $1 million house. And then the earthquake happened, and I was like, you know what? It's a sign. It's a sign. Don't buy anything on Sephora.
But it's crazy because before the new year, last year, you would have told me about the Sephora sale. I would have bought stuff.
I would have been running.
I don't. I'm sacrificing a lot. I'm sacrificing a lot being a stay-at-home mom, which we can maybe do a separate episode about that. Yeah. Because I feel like we haven't touched on that. Like things that we have to sacrifice. Like not going to the salon all the time, not, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
You know what I mean? But yeah, like I lost my train of thought.
You are sacrificing a lot. Last year you would have done Sephora, but this year,
This year, like I'm not. Like we're like you said, we're saving up for our $1 million.
$1 million house.
It's not really $1 million house, guys.
Oh my God, no, fuck that. First of all, who's paying taxes on this $1 million dollar house? You know what I mean?
I don't know though, but with these Jersey house prices, I don't know.
I'd be buying a $1 million house.
Yeah, like for real.
I think I'm just gonna stay here in my little house. It's good. But to end this episode, I want to say, guys, I did solo parenting for 4 whole days. My husband had a work trip in Miami, Florida, and I'm so glad he went. He was able to speak to the Florida International University students about like tech, and it was a bunch of people from different clubs in his company just going out and just talking about their company, how the interview process is, what to talk about, what to showcase about yourselves. And he had the best time of his life. I'm so happy for him. And when he came home, I literally was checked out. I felt so bad. I kind of was just on my couch watching Love and Hip Hop, just like I'm like, yeah, he's trying to talk to me about everything. And I'm just like, oh my God, like I just want to be by myself right now.
Did he eat good Cuban food?
No, he stood away from all that stuff because he is on a weight loss journey. I know he's crazy, right?
But you're in Miami.
There. That's what I said. But he's like, but I'm on this weight loss journey.
Well, when are you gonna go to Miami again? Like
I know. When are we gonna have good, authentic Cuban food? A while.
Sorry, I just had to ask because
because I asked the same thing. He was like, "No, I need to stay fit. I need to stay true to my fitness goals," which he was. So that's I'm very happy for him on that. But I would have made bad choices. But for the 4 whole days, I had to take both my kids to my son's therapy sessions. We had therapy Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
That's amazing, Amaris. You loading up those kids in the car. Like, that's a lot.
I had to do a lot with the both of them. By the second day, I was checked out because that day both kids had a tantrum. And it kind of was just like meltdown after meltdown. I made a TikTok about it. Like, it's okay. Like, you know, we have big feelings and we just gotta move along and everything's going to be better, which it was. I'm so glad we have this podcast, because the moment I put those kids to bed, I came straight down, did my skincare routine, cleaned up I have this house cleaned. Don't ask me how. Don't ask me how, baby. But it was done. And then I got everything done for the podcast.
You did. I was amazed. Like, you were on it. I was like, wow, like, she needs to chill. Like, wow.
Right. I just felt like that time doing the podcast truly helped me regulate. And then the next morning I was fine. Everything was fine. And then he came home Thursday and everything was fine. I was just so thankful that we have this podcast. People actually listen to it. People actually love it. And I think that's what kept me going that night, just getting everything done. That. But yeah.
Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine. Tomorrow I have a solo parenting day because Blue's gonna be gone like literally all day. Like, probably won't see him in the morning. Probably will see him at night. But also he's traveling sometime this month to Pittsburgh, so I'm like, I don't like doing it by myself.
Right.
I'm sorry. I know that sounds bad, you guys, and I know you're probably thinking like, oh my God, like, but no, like, it's hard. Like, if you're used to having a partner that's very hands-on and you do everything 50-50, it's very out of our routine to do it all by ourselves.
Right. So I have to think of everything that they do and now you have to do because you rely on them. It was definitely hard. Like, my son had a meltdown because I forgot to charge his tablet. And rightfully so. It's Tuesday. You have school. Right after school, you have therapy. Then we come home. You're like hungry, and his tablet was a charge. He was very, very upset. And, you know, I would be upset too if that's my outlet and it's, you know, I can't have it. So I felt really shitty. Real shitty, because I was like, damn, that's one thing Abraham told me to do, is to make sure their tablets are charged, and I failed.
No, Maris, but you can't blame yourself. Like, you're doing everything alone.
I know. And like, thankfully I was able to like regulate him, and we were eating together and like, it was a very quick turnaround.
Listen, everybody's alive. That's
exactly,
everyone's alive. Yeah,
so everyone was fed.
Exactly. So you did it.
So moms, we can do it. We can solo parent.
Yes, we can.
On those solo parenting days, we got this. Give yourself grace. Remember, you're a badass mama.
Yes. Wish me luck tomorrow.
You got this, girl. You're good. You're good.
All right, you guys, I think that's all the time that we have for today. Thank you so much for listening to us. Make sure you check out our socials. We're on YouTube, we're on Instagram and TikTok. Give us a follow, and hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.